Zoom catches you regular. Wow.
All right, we are now live.
Yeah, we are.
We had errors. I was trying to get into StreamYard, and it was like an error occurred. So good morning, everybody, wherever you are in the world. It might be afternoon or evening. Thanks for joining Brian Patrick White and I, Amy Thomson, for the Executive Misfits show. We have a lot to cover today, and it's going to be fun stuff. And Brian Patrick is still checking out this mirrored effect there. I tried to put my makeup on, but everything's opposite, and I had to actually close my eyes to do my makeup because I couldn't do it. But yes. All right, Brian Patrick, we're going to get right into the news this morning. So what do you have for us today? And I'm going to open it up and start screen sharing in just 1 second. You just go ahead and start talking.
All right, good day, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a rare rock formation. That's right. Geologist finds rare formation inside rock that looks exactly like Cookie Monster on Sesame Street. So when geologists go on research trips, they're normally looking to observe specific rocks, right? Minerals, fossils. So what this California scientist wasn't expecting was to open up this volcanic rock in Brazil and find this uncanny resemblance to Cookie Monster. So from the outside, the rock looks pretty ordinary, brown, ... It's a lava rock. It's volcanic, and it looks like an egg. So anyway, on the inside, glorious cream and blue, and it looks just about ready to growl nom, 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 at the world, right? It's Cookie Monster. Who doesn't like cookies? So it turns out, while looking, what?
It sounds amazing. I gotta open up. I love the Cookie Monster rock. I'm going to show people what it did look like on the little, this thing here.
Sure.
It's not even working. Okay, look, Cookie Monster rocks. Like, they legit look like Cookie Monsters. That's not the coolest things ever. And yes, I know people are seeing my screen a little too much, but I'm going to stop sharing. Okay.
The beauty
All
of
right, what else do we have for news today?
The beauty of broadcasting, and you've now seen the behind the scenes and what it looks like. All right. Again, dealing with this mirror.
All right, let's talk about this kitten. There's some cool kitten I heard about.
Gotcha. Moving on, we've got Here Kitty Kitty. So this story comes from Scotland, and these two buddies were out walking, and essentially, here's how it goes. These sheep are running around in a circle, right? Because I have read the story, so this is me totally telling you from memory. These sheep are running around. They're running around something in the snow. These two friends walk up, and the sheep scatter, and they think they find a kitten, right? That looks gray, black, striped, tiger striped, and so they go ahead and they take it to the vet, and to have it checked out, and they have these big plans to take it home and then adopt it. And what it turns out to be is this rare wildcat, Scottish wildcat. And I think there's about 100 to 300 left in the wild.
Wow, it looks so beautiful. It looks just like a little kitty you would want to take home.
Right?
How big do you think it's going to get?
I have no idea. And this would be great, where we could do a follow-up on this with the next episode. Scottish wildcats weigh 30 pounds. I have no idea. The cool thing is, so these two guys actually started a fundraiser to help out the remaining other wildcats in Scotland. So
that's awesome.
Good news from the Scottish today.
I love when people take on their passion projects, and especially helping animals. My daughter, she wants to just have like an animal shelter. Like, it's her dream. She wants to just house cats, be a foster parent for cats, and have like everything cats. And she would be amazing at it. Like, amazing. So, oh no, I lost Brian Patrick, and I don't even know how that happens. So I'm pretty sure he's coming back in, and whether he does or not, I'm going to continue on with the show. Oh, look, you are back. I was like, whether you show up or not, I'm going to continue on. I was just going to talk about your next segment, which was the seagrass balls. Do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. Thank you, Amy. Seagrass balls, coconuts or kiwi?
I have no idea. You tell me.
You guys are gonna love this one. Amy, are we cued with the picture?
Yeah, we've had some odd technical difficulties today, so just bear with us as we go. Okay. All right, these are seagrass balls. and they filter
Yep.
millions of plastic particles from the water. So how does that work?
That's a great question. So, the good news is these resilient balls of seagrass, actually, they suck into plastic, right? They call them Neptune balls, can act like plastic mouse traps, entangling bits of waste in their leaves and foiling their attempts to trick sea life into eating them. So what we're seeing then is essentially they are wrapping themselves around it and absorbing it. And the cool thing is they're washing up on beaches. So they're like literally sucking the plastic in and beaching themselves, and then, pick them up, we remove it. So who knows where, science and the inventors out there will be going with this one.
Yeah, so at first this looks like it was like some kind of, like it looked almost like an organic organism that just happened to be like cleaning the environment. And then as I'm looking at it, and you said like some sea creatures eat them, I just automatically was like, oh my God, that's terrible. But if these are out and they're man-made and they're getting the debris from the oceans, first off, Ulrich would be so proud. And
Absolutely.
then the second it comes up on the shore and we can actually put them back. But I am concerned about animals eating them. I don't like that idea.
Sure, totally understandable. And I have no idea how they actually. It must be natural they show up. I myself have never seen a Neptune sea ball, and maybe that's because they're specific to certain areas. So anyhow, folks, ladies and gentlemen, there you have the news today from us over here at the
Brian Patrick. That's awesome. I'm going to talk about some really cool projects that are happening, and I'm always like, it's one thing Brian Patrick and I have in common. We're always like hearing what people's dreams are and being like, oh, what about this? Or we can connect you with that. Or what about that idea? You thought of that? So let's check this out. Couple cool projects that I saw this morning. Okay, big Lord of the Rings fan. And so preserving J.R.R. Tolkien's former home. There are a few videos on this. These projects are on Kickstarter. I actually found that the best place to find really cool projects. So if you're wanting to post a project and have people look at it, it's a good place. But also if you are posting something and doing crowdfunding, then you would want to have your community built first. Just a word to the wise, I did a couple projects and it took me a while to learn how to do things properly and get the funding. So yeah, it's really cool. Beautiful ground. Like that's a castle. It's not his house there, but there are lots of different pictures. And then there's like writers courses, fantasy writers online and different things. There's house plans for J.R.R. Tolkien's house, which I thought was super, super cool. And you can find some of the people who are putting this together. So there's lots of different fundraising, like little gifts that you can get for kind of backing this project. And it's just super cool. Another project that's not quite as cool, but kind of one I thought was really funny. It's The Poos You'll Do. So it's a playful, illustrated rhyming book designed to neutralize awkwardness and celebrate bowel movements. Meet Mr. Poofik and friends. So I thought this was absolutely hilarious because first off, I'm a mom. So going through the potty training things with kids, and it's great when I don't know. I can't even talk about it. That's the thing. That's why I thought this was so funny. I can't talk about this stuff. And when I found a book like this, I was like, dude, that's hilarious. So that's the next one. And then me being a bit of a science geek, I love this. First off, I love games. Like I love games, strategy games, board games, anything that's like going to have me think and be strategic and have my brain like open up to new possibilities and ideas. And so when I saw this, I was like in love immediately, and following his journey through the Galapagos, and just I don't know, it can play out in so many different ways in this game, and it's just really, really cool. So if you guys are gamers of any type, you might want to check this out. And you can find that and many, many, many more projects on Kickstarter. And if you guys happen to have your own project and you want people to help you put things together for it, that's what we do at the Creative Collaboration Summit. We help connect you with the people you need. So, all right, Brian Patrick.
Over there, Amy Thomson.
Your streaming platform that
this whole mirror thing. Yes, the streaming platform. Thank you so much. The Listen on Big Media is a business incubator essentially, and content creation, business coaching, and I'm excited to announce that we're launching our streaming channel on February 1st, 2021. And from there, we're going to grow. So essentially, it's working with small business startups, early stage business startups, project enthusiasts, and nonprofit newcomers. And we're cultivating their idea, and the value and the problem they're solving in the world. And we're creating videos. So that's exciting news from here. All of us at the studio listen to Big Media.
Big Media. So just for anybody who doesn't know, I've been working with Ryan Patrick for almost 2 years now. And Ryan Patrick was telling me all about this platform he was building, and he hadn't actually shown me for the longest time. I just saw it and I signed up immediately. Not like if I didn't even know him, I would have signed up immediately, because it's like I saw the potential for what he was doing. And essentially it's like building a Netflix for like opportunity entertainment. It's for everybody's dreams and goals. It's specifically for like, we are big fans of underdogs, but we want to help them elevate, like really bring out who they are. And it's just so cool. So cool. Who wouldn't want to support that and be part of it? And if you guys want a TV show or anything for yourselves, he's the guy to talk to. Also, if you need any kind of promotional videos, he's the guy to talk to. All right. So I want to let you guys know the summit speakers have already all been booked. There are no more speaking spots for this coming Creative Collaboration Summit. But right now we are looking for ambassadors who want to help other people's dreams come true. So what that would look like is we want some people to help spread the word, help people register for this event. It is a free event. And what ambassadors would get for doing that, if you're interested in this spot, is we'll give you a 2-minute speaking spot to the entire group during the summit. And that would be in exchange for assisting. So if there's anything that you're working on or something that you're trying to sell, or something that's very important to you, provided it doesn't go against peace, love, and joy, because that's kind of who we are, then it would qualify for that 2-minute spot. So if you want to be an ambassador and just help us get it out so people can have their dreams, goals, and projects come together, just let us know. Send us a message, put your name in the chat, and whatever you want to do. Okay, say yes. All right, Brian Patrick. Woohoo! We are on Flow Hilarious. This is the,
Flow Hilarious.
Flow Hilarious. All right.
Amy, when you're talking about the poo story, what poo would you do, or however that was called, I'm like, this is perfect for Flow Hilarious. All right, here we're gonna rock and roll.
All right.
The cows in the world. Have you ever thought about their mooing? So sure, they're communicating with each other, yet have you ever thought about the accents that the cows have? The moo accent? Well, the moo accent is true. Cows have regional accents like humans, language specialists have suggested. Yeah? Tell us more. So they decided to examine the issue after dairy farmers noticed their cows had slightly different moos depending on which herd they came from. So the farmers in Somerset noticed the phenomenon, said it may have been the result of the close bond between them and their animals. Farmer Lloyd Green from Glastonbury said, I spend a lot of time with my ones and they definitely moo with a Somerset drawl. And I've spoken to other farmers in the West Country group and they have noticed a similar development in their own herds. It works the same as with dogs. The closer a farmer's bond is with his animals, the easier it is for them to pick up the accent. And they're thinking that the phenomenon, and also it's well attested in birds, you can find distinct chirping accents in the same species around the country. And that's coming from the BBC News.
Well, that's actually a pretty decent news source. That's pretty good. You know what? I noticed with animals, it's like or with kids, it's like you can tell your own animals, you can tell your own kids, you can always tell. But yeah, I've never traveled around and said, well, that cow sounds different than the cows at home. I've never thought that. Seems kind of strange to me, but it's all good. It's all good.
It is all good.
It is all good. I want to show you guys something that I made last night, something that I'm working on. Actually, I'm in the middle of it, but we had an Affirming Arts workshop last night. And what Affirming Arts is it's positive affirmations, and they're specifically like for yourself. So you got to go through all like the negative stuff that you tell yourself to find out what the positive things are and test them. This one I didn't make last night. This is from before. This is an elephant.
Mm.
Okay. And if you look, it's all positive affirmations. Like this one says, I forgive myself and others easily. I am strong and healthier than ever. Or I'm stronger and healthier than ever.
Mm.
I can do it. Relax. You know, you kind of get the intention. Fabulously fun and divinely guided. But this is one that I'm in the middle of because in our workshops we do like we do smaller ones. Those ones are going to take a long time to do it like that. But this is one I'm working on. Yesterday's workshop was specifically for money blocks, things that you tell yourself. And what's interesting is I had stuff come up that I had no idea was there. No idea. And I didn't think it was directly related to money, but during the workshop, I realized it really was. I was judging people, thinking that they didn't deserve certain things because they just weren't nice people, and the other people deserved everything. And so whatever's there, it's like I have those like I don't want to be like that kind of block, and that came up in the workshop. But so this is one that's from the workshop. And one that I just showed people for the first time last night is this. It's a giraffe. Oh, I wasn't supposed to show you guys that till the end.
Do the close-up.
Do a close-up?
Wow.
These take me a really long time to do.
Wow.
But, yeah, so the next workshop we're having for Affirming Arts is specifically around relationships. Find out what stories we tell ourselves, and you never know. I mean, I've been doing this work a long time, and things like still go. It's amazing.
You're amazing.
Oh, you know what? I really appreciate you saying that. What makes me amazing?
What makes
you compliments, by the way, guys?
Oh, just put the compliment. What makes you amazing is that with all of your gifts and talents that you want to share with people, you want to hear about theirs. You want to bring out not only their talents and gifts, what lights them up, you know, and really you are a stand to make a difference for people in their dreams. Really.
I am a stand for that. That's like,
and
care about that.
It shows up everywhere, and it shows up every morning. I'm working with Amy behind the scenes in our virtual office, and we've got gold over here. Now she's above. We've got gold over, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got, Amy? You're sharing the screen.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about Robert Johnson.
Let's talk about Robert Johnson. This is under our featured music and creative artist of the week. So you may be familiar with Robert Johnson. You may not. Here we go. So born Robert Leroy Johnson, May 8th, 1911. He cruised on through until August 16th, 1938. So Robert Johnson was an American blues singer and musician, and he had many landmark recordings from 1936 to 1937, displaying a combination of singing, guitar skills, and songwriting talent that really influenced a lot of later musicians. And Johnson's shadowy, poorly documented life and the death at the age of 27. And some of you may be familiar with the 27 Club. There are a lot of musicians, specifically, that passed on at the age of 27. Go ahead and check it out later after the show, 27 Club. All right, so this death has given rise to much of his legend and also everything, including in his life, that he put together. So he sold his soul at the crossroads, is what the story says. That's the myth around Robert Johnson. And as an itinerant performer who started mostly on street corners, juke joints, Saturday night dances, Johnson is now recognized as a master of the blues, particularly of the Mississippi Delta blues. And he's credited by many rock musicians as an important influence. Eric Clapton has called Johnson the most important blues singer that ever lived. And Johnson was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as an early influence in their first induction ceremony in 1986. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel that I have not done justice. I have not done justice to who Robert Johnson is and was. And perhaps we can have a follow-up segment and interview sometime with Amy, who could speak more directly and really shine a light upon who this man was.
Oh, I love finding out about people and music especially. Yeah, I met somebody inside my workshop yesterday who he's like, I created a rap song in school and it was all about this anger issue I was going through. And it came up in this workshop again I was doing. And I was like, I wrote a rap song in school coming from an anger issue. We should totally connect. It was really funny. Okay, so I see this is the part of our show that, first off, Brian Patrick, that was really good music segment. But this is part of the show that we get into where we give things away. Now, we haven't had a lot of people commenting on this show, so if you want to get in on the giveaway, feel free to comment. If I don't see any comments in the next 30 seconds or so, I'm going to keep going. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be pulling a card from a beautiful, this is an animal oracle card deck. Okay. So I'm going to be, it is really hard with the backwards mirror thing. Yeah. So I'm going to be pulling a card regardless. And if somebody actually makes a comment in the meantime, I'm going to give you a prize. And it doesn't matter if it's okay. All right. Pull the card. This is for you guys, whoever's watching right now. It is the deer. It's in inverse, but it's grace. And it is the number 4. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys about the deer right now. Of course, I left the book over here. This is a really cool card deck, by the way, and for some people who do not know this about me, I do oracle and tarot card readings. It's a hobby for me, but people tell me I'm quite good at it. So, anyways, grace, the deer. It's an earth energy. So know when to enter battle or make a subtle retreat. If you're watching this right now, this is definitely a message for you. When we call on our initial associations with this creature, we're usually drawn to the visual of the deer standing quietly in the woodland, staring off into the distance as though in a permanent state of high alert. They ooze a gentle demeanor, treading lightly amongst the terrain, foraging, munching, or running from potential danger or predators. Oh my God, Ken, thank you, Ken. I'm going to show this comment, okay? Ken watches my readings on YouTube. Thanks, Ken, you're awesome. So although highly sensitive and often fearful, these majestic creatures can also command a strong presence with their amazing horned heads. Like many land mammals, these males can put up a fight when it comes to encountering competition and display overt dominance when they believe themselves to be a strong candidate for their partner. Deer teach us how being in tune with our surroundings and not to become complacent in life. Although generally considered as graceful, gentle creatures, deer are also well equipped to handle the many challenges they encounter in their daily lives. When we can see this is reflective within our own lives, this intuitive sense for knowing when something doesn't sound, feel, or seem right. It's all about fine-tuning this birthright and discerning between actual threatening situations and general oversensitivities. The deer is not just a symbol of physical beauty. More importantly, it shows us that beauty is also how we carry our energetic bodies and how important it is to connect with energetic beauty in order for it to flow throughout all aspects of life. So that is a message for you guys today from the Animal Kin Oracle. And Ken, you're the one who made the first comment there, and I'm going to, this is the part where I actually have to do a random number generator. So give me 1 second. Brian Patrick, I'm going to ask you just to talk for a second about some upcoming events.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amy. An upcoming event we have on February 13th, 2021 is a fully phenomenal live with Dean Jackson. This is Listen 'Em Big Media's first client organized event. And while we are producing it, Dean Jackson is putting the show together. With this distance, of course, from myself. Yet really this is taking his 4 big loves in life, which is health, travel, finances, and relationship. And he's having friends of his, speakers, come in. And again, so you can find this on Eventbrite, A Fully Phenomenal Life with Dean Jackson.
That's incredible. Dean is so cool. I really like him. Dean's going to be actually speaking at our Creative Collaboration Summit. And Ken, I know what you won now. Do you want to know what you won? You won a free intro to the Affirming Arts Workshop for the Creative Manifestation. I'm going to tell you guys what you guys could have won first. And I've got them in a little list. And I randomize everything. So you win what you win. And it's all random. So there's like tarot card reading. You can do the Finishers Club program. You could get a consultation for your own video. You could get the creative manifestation workshop. Our next one is around relationships, but you can transform all of your life even through one workshop. It's pretty cool. 20% off anything in my store. You could also have your business or project idea, like filling in the gaps consultation. You could win a $25 gift card for my store, or you could be spotlighted. Your project could be spotlighted on our show, or you could get a 30-second promotion for your business dream or goal. And Ken, you are going to be invited. It's the last Tuesday of the month in February that we're having from 4 to 7 Eastern, and you are now a very welcome guest for our Affirm Your Heart's Relationship workshops. Yay, thanks. Hello. Hello. We have, I don't know what this is, but hi, different. Is that, something? Is that, what language is that? Anyways, hi. That's awesome. And thank you. Thank you. All right. This was fun. I love it so much.
Right.
Okay, teachable moments. The one thing we wanted to talk about, and who here doesn't like being told what to do? Like, is that not like at the basis of all humanity? It's like,
don't tell me that. Don't tell me to do that.
Exactly. But how do people deal with it? Do they do they just like buck it off and like resist everybody, or do they feel they have to do everything? Like, where does this come from, and how come it affects us so strongly?
Boy, we're going down the deep psychology hole on this one. Falling fast.
Woo! Well, I once kicked a bee's nest. Okay, this is how big it was in me. So I was a little kid, and my brother said, "Don't kick that. It's a bee's nest."
Mm-hmm.
But I was used to him pulling jokes on me all the time, saying, "Don't do this or do this," and he just like he picked on me a lot, and I don't know what it was. I just turned around and kicked it. It really was a bee's nest. It was inside we were at a mini putt course, and it was inside, like, it was inside this tube, but I had no idea. And of course, I'm like, no bee's nest there. Bee's nest look like this, I'm picturing something up in a tree. So I go and I kick it, and bees go in my pants, and I was getting stung all over. And there was a kid from my class at school there, and I had to take my pants off. It was just not swelled up and good times. Yeah, didn't want to go to school after that. Let me tell you, suddenly I'm like, I don't feel good.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So do you have any funny stories about not being told what to do? And what can you do about wanting to actually do the things without that mechanism running you?
A plethora of stories, yes. And speaking to the I don't want to do that, looking at need and want, and here I'm going to put on my psychology glasses. The verse, I need to do this, or I want to do this. And I know that once, from my own experience, I accept, okay, you know what? They want me to do this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And the chances are it's for my own good. And again, like Amy, this is such a rabbit hole. So is this to benefit the other person, or is this to benefit me? So I know that, I am confronted. Like, I want to avoid things. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that for whatever reason. And chances are it's going to be best that I actually take it on and go ahead and do it, whether I want to or not. So I believe it's human nature. We're like free will creatures. We don't want people telling us what to do. We want to do our own thing. And it's probably in, some sort of intrinsic.
It definitely is. It definitely is an intrinsic thing, because this morning I did not want to get out of bed. It's like just the topic of like not being told what to do had me wake up in the morning going, yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. I laid in bed longer than usual. I had all the excuses in the book. We've all gone through it, right? And normally I can just be like, okay, great. I said this, I'm going to do it. Well, after a lot of training, by the way, I didn't come like that. But when I met Brian Patrick this morning, he started getting into the show, and I was like, dude, help me out here. I'm like, I'm on it, and I just need to like say stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go back to bed. And once I said that, though, it's like it cleared that, like all that thinking in my head. So that is one technique that you can use It's very simple, but it's like just telling somebody, it's like, I am blocked and I just want to give it up. And the getting it out and being willing to give it up helps so much. So yeah, we got to get on and now we're here visiting you guys. Oh, the other thing that came up with the Don't Tell Me What to Do is most shows, they're automatic weekly all the time. Brian, Patrick, and I have a lot going on. And we didn't actually commit to anybody doing this as a regular weekly show. So when I ended up sick last week, he was like, oh my God, we're going to let everybody down. We're going to do these things. And I was like, no, unapologetically, no. It's like, I'm taking care of my well-being and I'm honoring myself. And we didn't actually put out any promises for anyone. So we're not breaking any words, you know? But yeah, so I want to lay out unapologetically for future, when we need to manage our well-being, we're just going to do it. I'm just telling you that right now.
Isn't it like when you go to the store and the sign says, hey, we're closed or we're out for lunch, we're on a break. It's like so much for store hours.
I had an appointment with Facebook. Okay, Facebook is a big thing. And so they sent me messages well ahead of time. And whenever I would reply back, the bot would say, we're not able to answer this request. But I said, okay, great. This appointment's coming up. It was 2 weeks of like these messages. They didn't even call. They didn't show nothing. A week later, they call. And they're like, oh, it's time for our appointment. And I said, yeah, that was last week. And I planned everything around that. And you guys didn't show up. And then they said, well, we decided to take the day off. And I thought, that's so funny, because if Facebook is as big as it is, I mean, if I had had people waiting, I would have communicated, right? So they have all these bots. They could be like, let's reschedule. There was no message, nothing. They're just like, yeah, we just decided we're going to take a day off. And I'm like, and this company is like this big. It's amazing. So if you guys are a company owner, don't be so hard on yourself about every single integrity issue. Like, do your best, but don't beat up on yourselves, because you can still make a big company and have random stuff like that. So yeah, lesson learned. That was a teachable moment. All right, so we are.
I don't want to step over this. So to me, what I heard is Facebook has no commitment to their word, and they're so big they can walk on whoever they want to. That's what I heard. And then I heard Amy Thomson be like, look, we're busy people. Things come up. We get sick. And if we don't communicate, we don't have the show. It wasn't intentional. That's what I heard. So if we don't have a show on a Wednesday, check out our previous episodes and know that we'll be coming back.
Exactly. So funny. And I don't think that Facebook is completely against keeping their word, because they wouldn't have gotten as big if they weren't actually committed to doing something for the betterment. Okay?
Hey, man, ice cream sells no matter what you say or think.
Ice cream does sell. Yes. And
no matter how mean or nasty the ice cream truck driver shows up as, you still want that ice cream. So without further ado and giving them more attention, what's up, Amy Thomson?
Well, I'm first off, like, we're just about to close the show, but before we do, I was wondering, do you have any words to your mama today?
Oh yeah, I've got some words from my mama.
All right, tell us about your words to your mama.
All right, today's words to your mother. So, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, yet by the seeds which you plant. And according to the website and the article I got this from, this is Robert Louis Stevenson. And again, it's don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, yet by the seeds which you plant.
Woo!
Woo!
That was super cool. All right, and this episode is brought to you by Affirming Arts and the Animal Giraffe, okay, as well as the Finishers Club. There you go. And then Listen Big Media. Woo! You can go to listenbigmedia.com to check out some of Brian Patrick's adventure. He's helping a lot of people in a lot of ways. And visit amythompson.ca to check out my cool swag. All right, guys. Peace out.
Letter G.
Amazing Wednesday, or whatever day of the week you watch this. Bye.
Peace.